Welcome. You have enrolled to participate in a PCI Global training to help you make better decisions for planning and controlling any project. While watching this video, remember that you can pause the video at any point to review the content on the screen for longer. This decision-making guide is to help you manage the simulated Hotline project and all your future actual projects. PCI Global Gamified Learning. You will now learn to manage projects by running a simulated project online with instant feedback on results. Compress 4 months of experience into 16 hours by making real-world decisions to run a simulated project. 1. Hire people. Assign them to activities based on their skills. 2. Authorize overtime. Hire contractors. 3. Make all decisions to progress project. 4. Learn and work together in a team of 3 to 4 peers. 5. Input decisions. Get immediate feedback on the results of your decisions. And 6. Prepare and present status reports to all stakeholders. Here's what you have to do to prepare to get high scores on the simulated project. The simulated project is called Hotline. Complete this pre-work before the class starts so you can make smart decisions. This is the executive briefing for the 24-hour online Hotline simulated project you will lead. You will get more information when the class starts. For now, review this briefing. The Vice President of Marketing has given us this background information. Vice President of Marketing has gotten many complaints from clients about our poor customer service. They complain it takes hours or days to get a reply from email or phone requests for new, changed, or canceled orders. He has directed we build a new 24-hour, 365-day-a-year online customer service hotline that lets customers or internal staff place new orders, track, change, or completely cancel existing orders from any device, anytime, anywhere in the world. The VP has gotten consultants to develop specifications and a budget for this new 24-hour hotline system. It must be in full operation 10 weeks after the executive committee approval, which was given. To make this 24-hour hotline a reality, we must develop a baseline plan, network diagram, and timeline. Determine the impact on operations and distribution. Modify our main order system to integrate this online hotline system. Develop an advertising campaign and sales promotional materials. Recruit and train the new hotline operators and sales representatives. And test and roll out Hotline in 10 weeks. Here's what we know so far. The budget was set by the project sponsor at $96,525. You can spend any money in the budget on hiring, overtime, as you see fit. There is only one person on your project team named Barnett. He can do the first activity number 5 and then the next successor activity number 7 because they both need the MG, project management, skill. He cannot do all the work on the whole project himself. You will have to hire simulated people with the right skills to do the next successor activities from the functional manager who has commitments for some part-time specialists from operations, human resources, and software engineering. You can hire them to work 20 hours per week, plus up to 20 hours overtime. You have 10 weeks to complete this project and will be relieved of all your other responsibilities to get the 24-hour hotline up and running on time and in budget. Once completed, you will hand over the 24-hour hotline project to customer service to implement in the first pilot region. Staff. Several staff specialists have been identified so you can hire to work your project. Each activity requires at least one staff specialist with the right skills to be hired by you and then be assigned by you to each activity when ready to start. Example: training operators requires a training specialist. The project needs 7 specific skills. The skills are listed and code-named in boxes here. Each specialist has been evaluated in their specialties and given a skill rating ranging from 0 to 10, where 8 equals a fully competent performance. These skill ratings measure speed and quality performance. The skill ratings mean specialists rated 4 equals 50% of standard work. Those rated 6 or 7 can meet quality standards. However, they take longer to finish each activity than someone with an 8 rating. Those with ratings above 8 complete work efforts faster than the standard. Hiring is the term that will be used when you need to request the support of a skilled internal specialist or an advertising agency contractor. Your project will be charged for the specialist or the advertising agency beginning on the working Monday of the week in which they join your project team. You must notify the functional manager in advance of when you want an internal specialist or advertising agency to join your project team. Lead times are listed below for the various specialists required on this project. You could choose one of the advertising agencies you wish to work with, not both. The instructor will provide more information about all decisions in class. In thinking about your strategy and decisions, consider the following information which may have an impact on performance. Productivity losses. Acquaintanceship or ramp-up time. No one starts at 100% of their skill rating in the first hour of the first day. It takes days to learn the project and what they have to do to make it work. More productive on the third day than the first. Takes 1 to 2 weeks to hit their full skill rating on each new activity. Team meetings reduce ramp-up time, ensuring everyone knows how to work each activity in the entire project. Also increases engagement. Engagement. The simulation measures the engagement level of each specialist. Engagement effects: 1. Ramp-up effect, and 2. Lateness, absence. Feedback. Giving direct feedback on performance raises engagement level and thereby performance. Overtime. Some staff want overtime pay, some do not. Performance during overtime slowly sinks as they tire. Making decisions. Your job in the Hotline simulation is to consult with your teammates and together make the best decisions every simulated week in regard to staff assignments, overtime, giving feedback, run team meetings, and select contractors. Manage project results and assess progress each week against schedule. Try to reduce risks and costs. Right decisions make money. This is the end of the executive briefing to the Hotline project. It's now time to go into a more in-depth introduction to the Hotline project simulation. Making good decisions for the simulated Hotline project. Reminder that the Hotline project goal is to allow all registered users to enter our order entry system to track, change, or cancel orders from any device, anywhere in the world. Good news. No systems engineering or technical knowledge is required to successfully manage this project. Here are the first 4 activities with their predecessors, required skills to work that activity, and the hours of effort needed to complete each activity. The chart below with 4 columns shows the key data on the first 4 activities or tasks you will need to complete in the project. The first column, list of activities, names each of the first 4 tasks that need to be completed. Column 2 lists all predecessor tasks that must be finished before you can start the next task. For example, task number 5, Plan Project, has no predecessor, so it is the first task for you to work on. You will see that once task number 5 is completed, then the 3 successor tasks can start, such as number 6, Develop Ops Plan, number 7, Marketing Plan, and number 12, Recruit Operators. Note that each task needs different skills and hours of effort. Column 3 lists the required skills that the people you assign to each task will need. Column 4 is the standard number of effort hours this task should take if you assign people with the right skills to work this task. This is the critical data for you to plan this Hotline project and in all your projects. Making good decisions to successfully run the Hotline project simulation. This is the control panel for the simulated project. The bottom left-hand corner shows the network diagram. What is the first task? It's number 5, Plan the project. Moving from left to right on the network diagram, you see the 3 successor tasks number 6, number 7, and number 12 shown as boxes. The line arrows indicate connection and sequence. Above the network diagram is the timeline or schedule in blue. This shows every task as a bar on a time chart moving from left to right. The upper right-hand corner is the project budget shown as a pie chart. The biggest part of all costs is to pay for the people you hire and assign to work each task. The bottom right-hand corner shows 4 key project performance metrics: budget, schedule, labor utilization, and productivity. Are you on budget or over? Are you on schedule or late? Are you using labor efficiently, and are your people productive? Green is good, yellow is fair, and red is poor. Do you have metrics on your projects? When you click on the Reports button, this will give you access to all the simulation reports. The activity list shows all the tasks to complete the entire Hotline project. Look at task number 5 plan project and check the data. Then look up for all the tasks with number 5 as the predecessor. Which 3 tasks did you find? They should be number 6, 7, and 12. In column 4, required skills, which are the skills required to do that task? To do task number 5, you need a person with the MG skill. As mentioned earlier in this video, MG is the code name for project management. This is the budget for the Hotline project. This is for project managers to see the costs of each decision they make. Approved budget is $96,525. The other columns will update actual costs for labor, overtime, and admin costs. The bottom part is a 3-part red flag warning system to keep you on track. It compares the percent project complete, the percent project budget spent, and if you keep spending at the current rate, your projected final cost. Now we introduce simulated people and resource decisions to make. Barnett is the only employee currently on your project team. He has the skills for task number 5 at a 7 rating equal to 90% of the standard. The higher the skill rating, the faster they complete the task. The lower the skill, the longer each task takes, and the worse the quality. Question: what skills do you need for tasks 6, 7, and 12? Stop and look them up. Where do you look? The bottom chart, the higher list. The functional manager has a list of the people who have all the skills you need for the project. Berger is the HR specialist for task number 12, hire operators. Moto is the operations specialist for task number 6. Faireyes has IT skills, and Kelly has training skills. Also shows their pay and experience. Note they are all part-time and working only 20 hours per week, but they can work 1 to 20 hours of overtime per week. Once they are hired, it takes 1 week for them to come on board and be able to be assigned to a task. There are even 2 outside contractors, Advertising Agency A and Advertising Agency B, with very high skills on your critical path, but they are expensive to hire. Now, you must decide who to hire and when. If you wait 2 to 3 weeks, they may be assigned to another project. If you hire them now and preceding tasks don't finish on time, they will sit around, drink coffee, and cost you money. Then what do? These are the resource problems you will have in any project. Here are some decisions you can make on week 1. What is your first decision? You will need to assign staff to initial task number 5, plan project. Do you remember the skills needed on task number 5? That would be the MG, or management, skill. Now check Barnett's skills. Does he have the MG skill? Is there anyone else you can assign to task number 5? The answer is no, because you do not have any other staff currently on board, and Barnett is the only one with the MG skill. Does Barnett have other skills needed later in the project? What is the next task he can do after number 5? That would be task number 7. Do you want to assign Barnett to number 5 and number 7 now, or wait? Are there consequences if you assign Barnett to a string of related tasks? What are the consequences if you wait? There are other things to consider during this project. For example, priorities and overtime. If you have someone working on 2 tasks at the same time, be sure to set priorities for each task you assign, which is number 1, 2, and so on. Also, remember you can assign Barnett and all other staff on the project up to 20 hours of overtime per week if you need more hours to complete a task. Overtime pay is at 1.5 times the standard pay. Do you want Barnett to work overtime this first week? Yes or no? If so, how many hours? Will there be consequences? Resource decisions and consequences. First, do you want to hire more people with skills you will need for your project now, this week, or should you wait? You can hire only Faireyes for IT, Moto for operations, or Kelly for training. Or you can hire 2 or 3. It's up to you. Again, you need to think about what tasks can start when number 5 completes. Which skills do they need to complete the next tasks? Remember that if you hire them now, they come on board in 1 week, in week 2 of the project. If you finish task 5 this week or early next week, you can use them. If you do not finish number 5 next week, they will come on board with no work to do, but you still must pay them. These are the resource decisions project managers must make. To hire others, you use the Personnel button and go to Functional Manager Support to open the screen that identifies each person available to hire and which skills they have. There are loss factors in all projects and in this simulated project. The first one is skills. If a person you hire has a high skill rating, they get work done faster. An 8 skill rating equals standard. Below 8, they perform slower, delaying your schedule and adding costs for more weeks or overtime to finish the task. Another loss factor is called acquaintanceship or ramp-up effect. No one new works at 100% efficiency the first hour of the first day. They ramp up efficiency every hour and day until they hit their peak skill rating. Another decision option is to have or not have team meetings. Team meetings improve communication and engagement and reduce those loss factors faster. When scheduling a meeting, you choose a topic for the meeting, the day of the week, the time you want to have the meeting, the duration from 1 to 4 hours, and if this needs to be a recurring meeting. There are consequences if you have meetings, such as time off the job, and consequences if you don't, such as poor communication and engagement. There are other decision options to improve productivity and morale. One is to give feedback to the people on your team. There are multiple feedback topics and delivery options available. You can choose to praise someone on their skill development or just have an informal chat regarding their attendance. There are morale and performance consequences from each message and how you choose to give it. You as the project manager can give feedback on performance and even discipline an employee with a verbal or written warning. Releasing staff. When a specialist or the advertising agency has completed the work you have assigned them, you should release them. By releasing resources no longer needed for a project, you can optimize efficiency and prevent unnecessary costs associated with keeping them on the project. This officially ends the charging of time to your project. You should not release anyone until the work is finished. Pop-up events. Please know that unforeseen or unexpected problems may pop up during the simulation run. You will be given 3 to 4 options and time to choose the response you feel is best. Then you will get immediate feedback on how good the option you selected was compared to others. Reports. At the end of each week, a series of reports are available for you to assess progress to date on the simulated project. The news report summarizes all the events of the week. The cost analysis report provides budget information, including total budget, actual costs to date, % of budget spent by cost element, costs last week, budget remaining, % of total budget spent, % of project complete, and projected final cost. The activity progress report shows the status of all open activities, the actual start and finish of activities, the labor hours applied, and the actual cost to perform. The hire report shows who is available to work on your project. The list of activities report shows all the activities needed to complete the project, the skills required to perform each activity, the effort hours needed to complete each activity, and the predecessor relationships. The staff report shows who is currently working on your project. And finally, the decisions report shows all the decisions made by you during the week that just ended. You are now ready to run the Hotline simulation with your teammates, and it's time for you to make decisions to see how those decisions impact the project. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Your instructor is always available to you during class to answer any questions you may have. As part of your participation, you may have been asked to take a 20-question online pre-course knowledge assessment. This assessment takes only 10 minutes to complete, and the results provide the instructor with a clearer understanding of course readiness based on each participant's knowledge and experience. If you have not already, you will be receiving an email soon with the link and your individual login credentials to take the pre-course assessment. Please make sure to follow the instructions provided in that email and complete the pre-course assessment prior to attending the first day of class. Note that the assessment is part of your class participation to get credit for attending class. To successfully run the simulated project, log in on time and stay for the entire session. Participation is required. Please ensure you put yourself on Do Not Disturb or on Out of Office status for the duration of class. This is to ensure your commitment to the training, as well as to inform others who may wish to reach you that you are not available during class hours. If possible, Use a headset with microphone and a webcam. The expectation is that you will have your webcam on at all times during class. If your instructor can't see you, they also can't confirm that you attended. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video in preparation for class, and on behalf of your instructor, we are pleased you will be participating and look forward to seeing you in class soon.